Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. In this video, I continue to build the Aston Martin DB5 from Eagle Moss. Now, I am on stage 77. This is the final stage for issue 20. Now, I've had a lot of fun with this issue, and we're getting close to the finish line with this build. So, without further ado, let's get started. Welcome back. Let's look at the build instructions for stage 78. If you haven't done so already, head over to Eagle Moss and subscribe to this car today. It's fantastic and you'll really like building it. It's a little bit of a challenge, but it's well worth it. So let's look at the assembly instructions. So for stage 78, we received the front suspension components, and I'll get those parts out and we'll look at them here in a little bit. We don't do any assembly of the front suspension, but we do a whole lot of other assembly. I'll show you that here in a second and show you the parts that are required. Let me get a close-up view here. And here's what the front suspension looks like. But what we actually are going to do, we're going to assemble some of the parts that go on the front end of the car. And these are parts we received earlier. So the bumper, the lower valance for the front of the nose, the radiator section, part of the hold down mount assembly for the hood. And you can see the first thing we do is we install the hood, and then we install the lower valance area and the part for that to hold the hood in place. See that? That's the part there to hold it in place, and we install our screws. Next we install the front of the radiator assembly and the bumper, and that will be it. So let me get the parts and I'll be right back. And here's the parts pack for 78. So our front suspension. Let me take these out and we'll get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. We received the left and right spring retainers. These are made of plastic, and that's what they look like. Of course, the two front springs and front suspension shafts, and these are made of metal along with the springs. Let's get started. The first thing they want me to do is to install the hood onto the front nose clip, and we just got to kind of swing it down on it like that. Now in order to hold it in place, I'm going to go ahead and put some tape to secure it down. And this is just really low tack painter's tape, so that should work. Next I'm going to turn it over and put a washcloth down first. We're going to be very careful with those mirrors. I'm not going to put any pressure on them. And the next thing we do is we install this first nose clip, or what do you call a valance panel, and it lines up with the holes here on the front and on the top. Just like that. And we put A-type screws into these, and we are going into metal with this. So I am using my Vaseline. And I'm just going to support it up a little bit. And one on the other side. And that's tight there. Perfect. Next we're going to take this support bracket, and we received this bracket with stage 38, and it's going to line up. You can see these two holes here on top are going to line up with the two holes on the valance, and it's going to go right down on those holes there. And I need to lubricate those. And we'll put that back in place. Just like that. And put my screws in. Just be a little patient with it. And they should start. There's one. Just leaving it loose a little bit. Get the other one started. Make sure these are tight, like they're supposed to be. I'm going to get a larger screwdriver. This is my Wera number 1. You can find that on my Amazon store to make sure they're tight. And they are. Making sure those end parts are tight. Good. Alright. Next we put our radiator support in. And of course, this is the top of the radiator support there. And so that's going to go just like that. It's going to line up with those two holes. Perfect. And we put 2 L-type screws into that. I'll show you in a second. I just want to get them started. You can see they're right here and right there. These are going into plastic, so screw them down till they get tight. Perfect. Okay, so that's that radiator support put in. Look at it from the front, and that's how that all looks from the front. And with the hood down. Next we'll put our bumper in. Here's our bumper. Looking good there. Our bumper is going to insert into this, just like that. Line right up, like it's supposed to. And we're going to put 2 L screws into this. Okay, so the L screws went in right here and right there. So what I'm going to do is tighten them down. I'm going to kind of squeeze it in a little bit, put some pressure on it, and get them real secure. Same with this one. And so that's secure with those 2 L screws I showed you earlier. Turn it over, and that's all we do for stage 78, where we assembled most of the front end of the DB5. A lot of fun. This is the final stage for Pack 20, and I had a blast building it. Stay tuned for Pack 21. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for all notifications. Head over to eaglemoss.com and subscribe to this car today. It's been a real challenge for me, but a lot of fun. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.